guys, welcome to our very first Facebook Live for the Pro Sport Academy, and I'm here today at the Huddersfield Giants training ground, which is it's exactly a year and about a day or two since we've just finished my full-time role in professional sport, and I've done a year now of kind of just mainly consulting and helping other physios. So if you were in the Essentials of Injury Prevention course or you're in the Mentorship, you'll see this will be familiar to you. This is where we've done all our movement prep sessions a few years ago. This is the gym, and then this is where this space here was where I done all my movement prep sessions, where we basically had 30 players every morning before we trained, and we do all our kind of what you call prehab, although I used to like call it movement prep. So this is kind of the space we had, the track. It's gone a little bit better. Now they're adding to it all the time. We've got some platforms, got some hurdles, stuff here, and then we're going to go into the physio room. And this was my old chair. This is Ali, who's taking my chair now. Ali took over for me, and I just want to show you one thing. I put this up there about 2 years ago, Ali, is it? And it's still there, so I'm quite proud of that. I'm honoured you've kept that, Ali. So Ali, thanks for joining us today.
No dramas.
So Ali, just tell us a little bit about yourself, about kind of your background and stuff like that.
I'm obviously from Northern Ireland. I went to Glasgow University for 4 years to study physiotherapy. I enjoyed it and then finished there and got a job in professional sport with Widnes Vikings as an academy physio. Did a year there, learnt a lot about pretty much what you needed to do to make it in sport there. It was pretty tough days at times, but
long days.
Yeah, long days.
Which we all had to do, didn't we? This is one of the good point. When you get into sport, you have to be willing to work hard and do the long hours. It's not the glam, is it, that everyone thinks where you're the first team physio, you've made it to the head physio. There's a process you have to go through to earn the right to get there. I think that's what a lot of new grads these days, they come in and some are a little bit work shy, not all, but it's an important point you've made there.
We've then, from there, I went, had a job opportunity when I seen an interview that Dave obviously put forward for Huddersfield Giants as an assistant role, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to work with another head of a department that had a different view on things. So I came over to Huddersfield and interviewed, and was lucky enough to get the job, and then started my time at Huddersfield 2 years ago. So I did a year as head of the academy here and assistant first team, where I learned under Dave the system that he's currently using today.
Good stuff. And so when you came to me, Ali, I'll be honest, you were quite shy. You were quite a very respectful lad that just got on with his job, and you worked hard. And just talk us a little bit about the difference between being an assistant physio and a head physio, and the pressures that come with that, because that's something that not a lot of people get to experience. And it's all well and good being an assistant physio and not having consequences for your actions to a point, but it's just a completely different level of experience with the old head physio role. Can you just talk about the difference you found there with that?
Yeah, I'd say, if I took a year at a time, I'd say, hey, my year under yourself, Dave, as assistant, it was pretty protected in a way. If I wasn't getting the right thing, or I wasn't making, maybe I'd have a day of stagnant, so it hasn't really went well there, or it hasn't went well with this day or this technique, or why isn't this getting a little bit better? I think I'm doing the right thing. I'd have the opportunity to obviously speak to yourself, or if 2 days passed and it was getting closer to a game, Dave would normally take them over, and he'd find the cause or the route, and he'd get them to a stage where they're pain free and ready to play before the game. So I had like a massive safety net, I would say, as an assistant, where, like you said, that the consequences in the back of my head, although maybe I wasn't thinking it when I was treating or anything, I always knew that, well, if things aren't going really well here, Dave will fix this, lad. I don't really need to panic too bad. And I suppose that lack of pressure actually doesn't really grind and mold out anything. I suppose it's a bit like that rock and diamond sort of thing. Like when you really get the pressure on, you start to build your own system within the system that you sort of taught us.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the value then of having your set system, your progressions, and where you can logically rationalize your return to play. So by a Monday, when things are looking okay for the player, you can kind of see, okay, where is he going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and when you have to do that, that's usually what either you sink or swim. And I'm delighted to say, I've been watching on over the last 12 months, and I think you've definitely swam there and done more than that. So we've just been joined by Mr. Huddersfield, which is the what's your title now, Andy?
Logistics and Welfare Manager.
Yeah, I'm not going to call you the kit man. I wouldn't do that to you.
Thanks, Dave.
We're just doing a little interview here, and let's just talk about your role then, Andy.
Yes.
What's been the biggest difference this year from your side of it? Obviously, things didn't go too well with the Giants this year. What's kind of the difference in pressures that come with being kind of other end of the table?
It's been huge, really, with introduction of the £1 million game 2 years.
Yeah. Consequences in terms of
The
salaries.
consequences to terms with the players' salaries and the difference between playing a professional Super League team and being a Championship team. It's just, as it currently stands in the game, the pressures that brings is just unreal. And when you're talking about mental health, welfare, well-being of players, education, it's hard to do some long-term planning when you've got that pressure over your head.
Exactly, and you do a very important role here with the mental health aspect of it, which, I think in rugby league we're definitely getting better at that, aren't we, in terms of supporting the players, but still have a lot of work to do with that.
Yeah, it's huge. It's probably 4 years into the programme now for the welfare and education side of things. It's massively improved, but still a long way to go. Still striving to have full-time members of staff doing this.
Exactly.
That's where we're going.
Exactly, and I'll put on record, Andy, you do a brilliant job here at the Giants, and the place will fall apart without you.
Thanks, Dave.
So just back to you, Ali. We'll wrap it up here today. So this is the first Facebook Live. I see we've got John, who's watching on as well at the moment. So we won't slate the S&C team too much here today. We'll keep it nice. So Ali, what's the biggest thing you've learned to share over the last 12 months? If you could give any tip to any aspiring physios that want to work with athletes in terms of kind of taking that next step up to be a head physio.
I think regardless of pathology, if you've got like a step-by-step basis, and when I say regardless of pathology, I mean sometimes you might have a fractured fibula or a Liz Frank or a knee patella tendon. If you have, regardless of those pathologies, if you have a system to stick to for a lower limb or something along those lines, and you know what you're looking to get at each stage, then how and the methods to get there, it doesn't really matter that they can vary, but as long as you have that system of how to go through stage by stage and not miss a step, that's probably the biggest key for me that I've learned this year with regard to if you don't miss a step, you don't miss the training days and you don't miss the matches. So getting that step by step and not missing little pieces ends up making that smooth transition a lot quicker, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's great. So Ali, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. So we've got some big announcements coming up in the next week. Next week's Facebook Live, massive announcement. I'm going to give you a tour of our new facility as well. And that's what we're going to really do over the next 12 months with the Pro Sport Academy, is show you the realities of working in pro sport. And if you are interested in that and it's something that you want to get into, then we'll show you kind of the systems that we've used, so in the blog and all the other stuff that we've coming up. We're going to go into that in a lot more detail. Cool. So that was the first Facebook Live. Hopefully we're going to do these every Tuesday. And this morning I just had 5:45 a.m. at an early start teaching a mentorship class, and it's about 9:30 now. We've just done some training. I'm just going to get some breakfast, and then we're going to get back into it. So you're going to get access behind the scenes a lot more over the coming months. And as I said, and really get into kind of what Ali was talking about there. So any questions, pop them on the comments. If you want us to answer any questions on the Facebook Lives on a Tuesday, pop them in the comments and we'll answer them next week as well. Thanks for tuning in.